Welcome to the lecture 5 of Engineering Statistics and Linear Algebra, the module 3 Random Processes. In this lecture, we'll see the power spectral densities and the further things in relation with the power spectral densities. So the power spectral density is the introduction, or what is a power spectral density, is autocorrelation, cross correlation and covariance functions are used to describe and analyze random processes in the time domain. Then the power spectral density, cross power density spectrum and relationships with correlation functions are useful in describing and analyzing random processes in frequency domain. The meaning is to understand and to know the cross power density, the cross power spectrum densities in the frequency domain. We need to have the power spectral density. The power spectral density is what? Let's consider that x of t is an ensemble function of random process x of t over a time wherein t is in between minus t to plus t. Then the Fourier transform is given as x of f is equal to integration from minus t to plus t x of t e raised to minus j 2 pi ft dt. So it is just like the Fourier domain representation equations. So x of f is equal to x of t e to the power minus j 2 pi f into t dt. The energy E of x contained in x of t over the interval from minus t to plus t is given as E of x by using the Parseval's theorem is given by E of x from minus t to plus t the integration x square of t dt, which is equal to the magnitude of the x of f the square by Parseval's theorem. If the above energy is divided by 2t, then we get the average power over the interval minus t to plus t, which is nothing but the power. So P of x is equal to 1 divided by 2t integration from minus t to plus t x square of t dt is equal to this, the frequency domain analysis, which divided by 2t. As this above equation is not including all the time period of the ensemble, it is taken over the fixed one. So consider the total power in the ensemble. We have to take the limit as t tends to infinity. When t tends to infinity, Px is equal to limit of 1 divided by 2t integration from minus t to plus t e of x square dt, x square of t dt. This is equal to limit t tends to infinity e of x of f, the magnitude square, divided by 2t tf. So here, when t is being considered as infinity, the equation changes to this way, and the power density spectrum is defined as Sx of f, which is equal to limit t tends to infinity e of x f the square divided by 2t. So the power spectral density is from almost minus infinity to plus infinity, or as t tends to infinity. So we write the power density spectrum given by means of this equation. It is the distribution of power of a random process with respect to frequency. The equation can be written as Px is equal to, just from the last we know that it is integration from minus infinity to plus infinity. When we substitute this value as Sx of f, we get this as Sx of f df. The above equation, this equation is the average power contained by the random process is obtained by integrating the power density spectrum. And the bandwidth of power spectral density, the power density spectrum, is called RMS bandwidth, and which is given by integration from minus infinity to plus infinity on either side. In the numerator, f square into sx of f df, and in the denominator it would be sx of f. That's it. The bandwidth of the power density spectrum is the RMS value, which is given by means of this equation. We learn the properties of this power spectral density. The first property is Einstein-Wiener relations. The Einstein-Wiener-Khinchiney relations, the power spectral density Sx of f and autocorrelation function Rx of tau from a Fourier transform pair Sx of f is equal to integration from minus infinity to plus infinity Rx of tau e raised to minus j2 pi f d tau. And Rx of tau is again the same integration from minus infinity to plus infinity Sx of f e raised to j 2 pi f tau df. These two equations are called Einstein-Wiener-Khinchiney relations. Above equations are applicable for wide sense stationary processes. The second property is zero frequency value of power spectral density. The zero frequency value of power spectral density of a stationary process is equal to total area under the autocorrelation function, that is Sx of 0 is integration from minus infinity to plus infinity Rx of tau d tau. So which says that the zero frequency value of the power spectral density of stationary process is equal to total area under the autocorrelation function. So we consider the equation for proving this. Sx of f is equal to this equation we consider when f is equal to 0. This is nothing but Rx of tau d tau, which is proved. Then property 3 is mean square value of process. The mean square value of a stationary random process is equal to the total area under the power spectral density curve. So E of x square t is equal to integration from minus infinity to plus infinity Sx of f df. So proof, we know that Rx of tau is equal to E of x of t plus tau into x of t. With tau is equal to 0, we get, so it is equal to, the mean square value is this one, it is equal to the area under the PSD curve is equal to this much. So to prove this, we know that Rx of tau is equal to E of x of t plus tau into x of t by autocorrelations functions. Then when tau is equal to 0, Rx of 0 is equal to this. So E square of t is equal to Rx of 0. These proofs are important. I think one has to memorize this. Thus, mean square value obtained by evaluating is equal to this much. And the next property is power spectral density is always positive. The power spectral density of a stationary process is always positive, which means Sx of f is always greater than, or at the worst it is equal to 0 for all the frequency values. Then we know that E of y square of t is equal to integration from minus infinity to plus infinity h of f, the magnitude square Sx of f df. Here E of y square t is always positive and squared magnitude response h f, the magnitude square, is also positive. Hence E y square of t is equal to h and x. So it is Sx. And as these all are positive, we don't have a chance to have this E of y as negative. So as these are positive, we get the PSD Sx of f even it is positive, we have this as positive. Then the next property is PST is an even function. We know by means of signals what is an even function, which is having the symmetrical distribution on either side of its vertical axis. So to prove that one, the condition would be that x of minus t is equal to x of t. Here it would be sx of minus f is equal to sx of f. So sx of f is equal to integration from minus infinity to plus infinity Rx of tau e raised to minus j 2 pi f tau d tau. We know that Sx of f is given with this expression. When we replace this f with minus f, then we get this kind of an equation. And now let's replace tau by minus tau. When we do that, we get such a situation wherein again here Rx of minus tau we get again this minus d tau. The limits have changed because when tau is equal to minus tau, the upper and lower limits get interchanged and the sign has gone minus. Now again to get it back, again we exchange the limits. So it is from minus infinity to plus infinity now. Plus infinity now, Rx of minus tau e raised to minus j 2 pi f t d tau. We know that Rx of minus tau is equal to Rx of tau. Then our equation will be, so Rx of tau is equal to e raised to minus j 2 pi f tau d tau, which is equal to Sx of f, hence the property. So the next thing would be the relation between the power spectrum and autocorrelation function. The power spectrum and autocorrelation are related by means of what we need to learn. The power spectral densities is given by Sx of f is equal to so much. Here xf, the magnitude is equal to xf and xf. The conjugate of x star of f and x of f we can say is the product of Fourier transforms of random processes x of t. We know that x of f is equal to so and x of f is equal to this. So one has to be x star here. Let's consider. So we first find what is the value of the power density spectrum. So here x of f, the magnitude square, is equal to complex conjugate and the usual one. And then when we go for substituting the values of x of f and x of f, so let's see what will be the result. So here x of f, limit t tends to infinity, 1 divided by 2t will write e of. Now x of f is this one. X of f is, it is integration from minus t to plus t, x of t1 e raised to j 2 pi f t1 dt 1, and another value is this x of f is equal to x star. X star is nothing but this one. So it is with a positive power, and x of f is equal to this. It is x of t2. For t2 we are writing this x of f, x star of f we are writing it for t1 variable. So when we write it, it becomes x of t2 e raised to minus j 2 pi f t2 d2. Then we go for solving this one. So we can have the integrations done in this fashion. Expectation is taken in of x1 and x2 together, and e to the power j 2 pi f t2 minus t1. And we know that e of x t2 into t1 is nothing but Rx of t1 t2. So we write that one, and the above equation, this would be as it is. Then taking the inverse Fourier transform of both the sides, this Sx of f becomes this integration j 2 pi f tau, and integration from minus infinity to plus infinity is applied for this. So interchanging the order of this integrations, we get the right hand side as this all outside. Only integration is applied with respect to this t variable. So and this all is taken outside. And here e raised to minus j 2 pi f t2 minus t1 minus tau is equal to del of t2 minus t1 minus tau. So is the standard Fourier transform relationships. So from this we can write this as del of t2 minus t1 minus tau by the transform Fourier's knowledge, and this side would be as it is. And here we use let's use the property property of impulse function x of t del of t minus t naught will be equal to x of t naught. Then we get sx of f e raised to j 2 pi tau is equal to the same. So from this we can write it is the integration, one of its integration will be as t tends to infinity, we can write it is rx of t1 t2 plus it would be tau, which is equal to rx of tau, because t1 plus tau is equal to t2. So rx, difference between t1 and t2 is nothing but rx of tau. So the relation between the power spectral density is the relation between the power spectrum and autocorrelation function is being obtained, and by solving it for Sx we get it is equal to Sx of f is equal to integration from minus infinity to plus infinity rx of tau e raised to minus j 2 pi f tau d tau. Now let's see this problem. Determine the power spectral density of the random process, this one, and plot same. Here theta is a random variable distributed from 0 to 2 pi, and obtain its average power if the frequency becomes 0, x of t is equal to a, and a DC signal is a DC signal. If x of t is equal to a is a DC signal, then obtain the power spectral density and autocorrelation function. So let's do these one by one. Now here autocorrelation function of x of t is equal to a into cos of omega ct plus theta is already obtained in the previous problem in lecture 2. So rx of tau is equal to a square divided by 2. I think in lecture 3 we have done it. A square divided by 2 cos of omega c tau. So and taking the Fourier transform, we know that Sx of f is the integration from minus infinity to plus infinity. We write this Rx of tau's value so as this, and omega c is equal to 2 pi fc is known to us, so we can even substitute that one in this equation. And by using the standard Fourier relations, the Fourier transform of a cosine wave, we already know it is given by this a square divided by 2. The power spectral density of the cosine signal is always given by a square divided, if a is the amplitude, then a square divided by 2 will be as it is, and for this cos signal it would be 1 by 2 cos of del of f minus fc plus del of f plus fc. For a single frequency fc, we get it as 1 by 2 into del of f minus fc plus del of f plus fc. So this whatever is there in this bracket, it is nothing but the Fourier transform of cos of 2 pi fc only. So we get this value for it. Here tau is missing, so for this cos of 2 pi fct tau, we can write its Fourier representation as this and a square by 2, and once we multiply this, it is a square by 4 del of f minus fc and f plus fc. And we can plot the power graph. The p of x is equal to integration from minus infinity to plus infinity sx of f df. So which is nothing but this, and which is equal to a square divided by 4 del of integration applied to individual ones, and we know integration from minus infinity to plus infinity del of whatever the variable, it would be 1. So we get it as a square divided by 2. So with frequency fc is equal to 0. So the average power was asked. The average power of x of t is given by this, and even by means of this equation, which is equal to a square divided by 2. And when frequency is equal to 0, the next thing, if frequency becomes 0, x of t is equal to what? When frequency goes to 0, sx of f is equal to what? Sx of f is equal to, simply in this equation we make f is equal to 0. So fc is equal to 0. So it is del of f minus 0 and f plus 0, which will make it as a square divided by 2 into del f, and the value of del of f when f is equal to, so f can be anything, but we are being asked for when, if the frequency becomes 0, frequency of the signal is a 0, then simply it is a square divided by 2. It may be located anywhere. The f can be anything, but its value would be a square divided by 2. And the autocorrelation function and the power spectral density are related by means of this. So we can write, as we are getting this value in the frequency domain, in the time domain, which is nothing but a square divided by 2. And this plot shows the power spectral density. The power spectral density, let me explain. So always it is an even kind of a signal. It is even in nature. So sx of f is the signal. Here the value del of f minus fc. So as we are having its value as a square divided by 4 over at what, f minus fc, del of f minus fc means it is, del is having 1 as its value multiplied by a square by 4. So it is a square by 4 at a frequency fc, and this one f plus fc means it will be on the left side over a distance of minus fc, and amplitude would be a square by 4. So we can represent this cosine signal by means of this representation, and it is the power spectral density of that. I want you to solve the remaining problems also. This one, a random process x of t is equal to this, and you can find the required ones. Here the mean autocorrelation functions are asked. Once you solve few problems, the things would be more clear to you. And let's see this another problem. These first few problems, first 4-5 problems are very important. One may definitely come in your exams. So let's consider this one. It shows the power spectral density of a random process x of t. Obtain the total power of this random process. So here it is from minus 500 to plus 500, the power spectral density. The total power of the random process is given by Rx of 0 as the properties we have proved. It is 1 divided by 2 pi from minus infinity to plus infinity Sx of omega d omega, so which is equal to 1 divided by 2 pi integration from minus 500 to plus 500 Sx of omega d omega. The integration of a triangular pulse, it will be rectangular pulse of half amplitude. So it will be given by, now here the previous mathematical things relation, like the integration of a triangular wave is assumed to be a rectangular wave with half the amplitude, and all have to be known to one. So it's better to solve this problem. So p of x is equal to 1 divided by 2 pi into the integration from minus infinity to plus infinity Sx of omega d omega. So here this Sx of omega is equal to, this integration has given like half the value of this omega, which is from, because from this it is integration of triangular as the rectangular. So from 500 to minus 500 into the value of this, but its amplitude is 5 into 10 raised to minus 5. So 5 into 10 raised to minus 5 divided by 2 into this limit is equal to so. So we can solve some more problems of this and we can switch for the next. Thank you. We can see the next point in the next video.